Now they're back in their own podcast. Sit back, relax, Still Spinning is here. Still spinning. Still spinning. Still spinning. Still spinning.
Let's light this candle. It is episode number 116 of the Still Spinning podcast. Dan and Nicole with you. For those listening to the podcast on its regular release, happy October. For the rest of us, as we record this, it's still September, but just barely. And it's a lovely, beautiful September night here in Wisconsin. It's 84 degrees. Right?
Yep, I was going to say it's very similar in Chicago. Definitely not late September weather, but I'm kind of here for it.
Our air conditioner's been broke, and they're going back and forth on, we're trying to figure out what to do with the air conditioner, whether we replace the whole heater, whether we do, there's just a bunch of stuff that goes on with this thing.
How long has that been now? It's been a few weeks, right?
A couple of weeks ago, it went out when we were on vacation, and then we came back and it was supposedly fixed, but then apparently it's not fixed and it's out again. And now it's been a couple of weeks, and I have to say, I was not in too big of a hurry. I was like, whatever, it's end of September. And here, and I will always say my house too, it gets about 5 to 10 degrees hotter in my house than what it is outside. Open windows, fans. The house is so well insulated. It's great in the winter. Summer, not so fun. And so I've got this routine now, like at exactly, as soon as the sun starts to come in the upstairs window, like we have fans in all the windows blowing in the cold air. But then as soon as the sun hits the front of the house, because it starts heating up the tiles out or heating up the, the ceiling or whatever, the shingles, it starts sending that heat. So we stop it there. And then by the time, when the sun is going to come to the backyard and start pounding in the back door, the glass in the back door, we put up the umbrella, we close. So I got a routine to keep it fairly cool in the house.
Heck of a routine.
It is. But if I don't, it gets, if it's 84, it would easily be 92, 93 in this house. It's crazy.
And you would never be able to sleep.
No. And it takes forever for it to cool down. So even in the evening, when it's like, when it drops down to like 68, it's still 77 in the house. It just takes a long time to. It doesn't matter. The point is, I thought, hey, no big deal. It's the end of September, October. Yeah, we're great. The forecast is like it's like tomorrow's a cool day, but every day after that's 77, 78, 81. Come on.
It's fall, but it isn't fall weather. You know what I'm saying? Although maybe this is the new fall. Summer is the new fall, everybody.
I mean, it's all, with the climate changing and everything, like things happening. And of course, who knows? Like just because it was like, it's been like this for 20 years. Well, it doesn't mean it's going to keep that's the whole point of it. Like the Earth, it's never been the same temperature. It's always a different temperature. So yeah, I don't know, Nicole. I don't know.
I don't know either, Dan, but I hope you get that AC fixed real soon.
Yeah, me too. And so I tell you what I do know. I do know if you would like to support the Still Spinning Podcast, you can become a spinner and go to our website at stillspinningpodcast.com. If you go there, you can learn, number one, how to be a spinner. There's options to support us on Patreon. If you listen to the regular podcast on Spotify, you can do it right through Spotify as well. It's like $7 a month or $6 a month or something like that. I don't know what they charge, but I think we see like 48 cents of it for, I don't know. I don't know I don't quite know all the details. I probably should, but I don't. And then, what was I going to say? And then all the spinners, of course, get bonus episodes. And so that's the main reason you want to do that. And you can also get merch and a whole bunch of other stuff. Stillspinningpodcast.com.
There's also some unscientific studies that have shown that your house is cooler if you become a spinner.
Well, you're cooler.
They haven't been proven yet. But there are some studies that show. So I'm just saying, sign up. Because now's your chance.
It definitely makes you more cool. So why would it not make the house more cool?
Exactly. It emanates off your own body.
Good point. Your Guatemalaness.
Yes.
Your natural heat.
Oh boy.
That was Birdcage, right?
Great movie.
Yeah, that was Agador Spartacus.
Agador Spartacus.
It's my Guatemalaness, my natural heat. Yeah, I'm sure that's it. All right. Did I ever tell you we had a fish named Agador Spartacus?
You did not, but it does not surprise me.
Yeah, we had a beta fish name and didn't even want it, and it lasted for about a month. But
that's actually pretty good for a
I
betta
thought
fish.
so too, right? It was called Agador spartacus. So
it's a great name.
Yep. All right. Let's dive into the old topics here tonight, Nicole. Let's start with this. This is another one of these dumb. Here's what's happening. The current latest trend at the office and the workplace and that kind of thing. And apparently the trend at the workplace is every trend is about whether or not you need to go back to work, go back to the office. Mm-hmm. I know people who will argue and say, oh, no, I'm more productive at home. You're not. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody tells me. You are not more productive at home moment by moment. Where you do get, because I know I'm more productive when I'm in an office, when I don't have anything surrounding me and I don't have.
But that's you.
It's everybody.
I don't think it is everybody. I mean, we could argue this all day long. I live with someone who was very against working from home, very against it pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic happened and everyone had to do it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they had record-breaking quarters for
because of the like, you don't think if they were at work, it would have been record-breaking?
I don't know.
See, this is what I don't believe. Now, what I do believe is people are like, for example, me. I'll give you a good example. Like I know I'm more productive when I'm in an office, when I can focus and I don't have the dogs and the cats and anything around me, but I can work more. Like when I'm at home, right? Like in the evening, for example, I can come back down and log in and do more work, and I can come back in. So my work day can be, I think if it's minute by minute, I think you're more productive in the office, but I think maybe overall you can be more productive at home.
Yeah. And you don't have to rush out to catch a train or to beat traffic or whatever the case might be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's the background of this story. Bosses want people back in office, but employees are finding a workaround, and it's called, again, every one of these has its own stupid name.
Roll?
No, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah.
This one's called coffee badging.
Oh, what a terrible name.
Coffee badging.
What the hell does that mean?
It implies that you show up every now and then to earn your coffee badge. Like it's a game. You show up, you go to you show up just long enough to get a cup of coffee, talk to a few people, and you go home. So you've earned your coffee badge for the day.
Oh my
gosh. How like everything has a badge now, and so that's what it is. It's called coffee badging. Unique Ivy might be going back to the office, but she's open about the fact that you won't catch her there first thing in the morning, and wait too long in the day, you'll miss her too. Ivy works for a tech consulting firm in Atlanta and says she drives into the office once or twice a month. When she's there, she commits to an 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. schedule just in time for a catered lunch, to catch up with colleagues for a few hours, and then head out before traffic stalls her in a, quote, hellish commute home. And is in Atlanta, that is a hellish commute home.
I can only imagine.
It is. And do you know what happens a lot? This happens more in Atlanta than any place I've ever seen, because I used to do fill-in radio around many markets in the country. And so I'd hear the traffic on the way home. Of course, Chicago traffic, terrible. I know. Always. And DC, terrible, all that. But more than any place I've ever heard, Atlanta has a lot of car fires.
Car fires?
Car fires. All the time. Every day. All the time. There's car fires. I don't know why. I don't know if there's like an oil shortage or something I don't know what it is, but I mean, I felt like every time I filled in on one of the Atlanta radio stations, every time there was at least one, sometimes two different car fires. It's crazy.
Fascinating.
And the best part, and maybe it just stood out to me more because the traffic guy called them carbacues.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome, right? So I say that now every time I see one too. There's a barbecue.
Oh man, I saw one of those the other night coming home.
But I mean, it happened so much. He came up with a nickname for it because we got a barbecue on the 205 and blah blah blah. So
that's pretty great.
She and her team are open about this arrangement, spending a few shortened days in the office each month. It takes needed time away from the actual work to socialize. So she doesn't even show up to work. She shows up to socialize, have lunch, talk with a few people, and then go home and do your work.
Hey, if that's why they want people back in the office, for the human connection, that's what you get.
It's a new arrangement picking up across the U.S. Workers are showing up for required attendance, but that doesn't mean they're sticking around for the full day. More than half, 58% of hybrid workers admit to coffee badging, or the act of going into the office building for their morning coffee, earning an imaginary badge for it, and then going home to work for the remainder of the day. And they're not going home to work. They're going home.
Oh, Well, they might be going home to work, but they're definitely going home. That's funny because in my mind, when you said coffee badging, I just imagined it because a lot of places have security badges, at least in the bigger cities where you have to swipe in whenever you get into the building.
Right.
So that's how they can tell if you've been there or not. They can check to see when you've swiped in. So in my mind, it was the act of you would go in first thing in the morning, swipe your badge, get your cup of coffee, and then go out and take it on the road. Have your to-go cup. But I mean, I think staying 4 hours is probably a fairly decent amount of time, honestly, for people who are doing this sort of thing.
So apparently the quote unquote next frontier of hybrid working is working when you want. I mean, that's kind of what it is now, right? I mean,
well, I think the lines got so blurred during COVID that it is kind of that, because how many people who have a standard, and I'm using air quotes, 9-to-5 job are probably logging in on the weekend and are probably doing work after hours, put the kids to bed or had dinner and they've got a couple hours or they were behind on work. So it's not so structured anymore. It's just a lot more.
It's just deadline based. It's so like, hey, we got to launch this marketing project by Friday. I need your portion of this by Tuesday. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Right?
Yeah. So do it when you can. You want to work on it, Sunday afternoon at 2:00. Sure. You want to do it Monday morning at 9? Sure. Whenever you want. Right. But just as long as we have it by the deadline, I guess. I don't know. This just
doesn't sit well with you, Dan.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, I don't know. It's not my company.
Well, yeah. But if you figure the amount of wasted time, first of all, jobs in general waste so much time. There's so many meetings that could have been an email. There's so many meetings that could just be shorter if everyone just listened.
But don't you think that's still happening now with Zoom meetings? I think that makes it worse now.
Well, it's definitely still, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much wasted time just across the workday in general, whether you're hybrid or in person or all virtual. But I think there is, when you are in an office with other people, there is a ton of wasted time. A ton of wasted time. You go, you talk, you got to talk to this person, then you go talk to that person, and go, I got to go up to go to the bathroom, and then you talk to 4 people on your way back. I'd be curious to see, and I'm sure there's a study out there somewhere, how many hours someone who works a standard 8-hour shift actually is working.
Right.
Because it's probably about the 4 hours, although it doesn't sound like this person's doing the work while they're there anyway, but,
I don't know, Nicole. It's just all the, again, I don't work. There are times where I do miss working in and off. Like miss leaving the house, because now I have to force myself to leave the house. And that's how I've become addicted to Starbucks, by the way.
You're forcing to leave the house. They didn't close yours, did they?
No, mine made although they, where they did close one. Nobody's going to care if you're not from the Milwaukee area, but that one right by, on Mayfair Road, right off the interstate. I mean, literally right off the interstate. If you're coming into, they're closing that one.
Yeah, they closed a bunch in Chicago too. I haven't seen if any of my my normal haunts are affected.
All mine are good though.
Yeah, but that's why you leave the house, is to go get, or that's an excuse.
At one point, I'm like, look, I got to go do something. I can't stay in this house the whole day, and I can't just be here. And I just I would go to the library sometimes, but that's pretty depressing.
Do you ever go to a WeWork or something like that?
So I don't know, but see, I've thought about that, but then the problem is I don't like people either. So I would just probably be annoyed if I'm sitting at a co-work place and I'm hearing if for example, if there was a conversation going on, well, I do coffee badging and I'd be like, Jesus, just stop, just get out of my
it might give us some good material.
Well, that's true. Mm-hmm. No, I've thought about it before, because you can get a private office thing for $250 a month at one of those places. Yeah. So you always have your own office. You can walk in, you can and so I've actually thought about doing that so I could leave the house and actually focus on work. But then I'm like, I could use that $250 on something else.
Yeah, that's true. A couple things. One, we definitely have an excess of office space downtown now. It's a problem. But another thing that's happened is some offices don't have enough space. They got rid of some of their retail, or not retail, but some of their rental space when the pandemic happened, because why pay for all that?
Right.
But now that they want everyone to come in, they don't have desks for everybody. They don't have enough space.
Got to fit. That's why the hybrid stuff is in a lot of these places. They're we just don't have enough room for everybody to keep, so.
And they call it hoteling the desk.
Right.
So it's not your desk. Yep. That would drive me insane.
That would drive me crazy too. Like if I walk in, I didn't.
Much stuff.
Yeah. Like every time, like that's one of the problems with like the WeWorks or the whatever is like, I got to go sit in the, look, I'm on the beanbag today. F off. I ain't sitting.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like, you don't have like all your reference material or your notepads or whatever it is that you like to have around you when you work. I generally work in one of two spaces. Most of the time it's upstairs on our table. And I have just stuff.
Yeah.
All the way around. I have piles of stuff because I always need something from one of those piles. So that's one thing. But it really does make me appreciate, now that I own a company and I'm working just all the time, it makes me appreciate my job at the university so much, because I just go to there and I do the job,
and you leave.
Improper English, but I go there, I do the job, I leave. I don't have to think about it beforehand. I don't have to think about it afterwards.
Number of times I've thought about, I just got to go get a job where I can do that. And I don't, it's kind of like the Lester from, what's the movie with the flowers falling on the naked chick?
American Beauty.
Yeah. Like how Lester, now it's probably not the best example of this, but like how he just went, right. But he just like, I don't care. I'm going to work at the burger place because I can. Yeah. Like because I don't care. I come, I do my work, I go home and I don't give it 1 second thought. I have never in my life had a job like that.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Never. Always had to think, always.
Oh, that's true. Because you've worked in radio pretty much your whole
career.
You
don't get to just end. It's like, well, can't go up at 8:00 at night. I'm going to watch TV now and stop thinking about tomorrow's show. You never get to do that.
Yeah. I used to think I was stressed working a 9 to 5 that I did leave.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong. Boy. We've all learned some lessons. Learned some lessons.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the jobs you could get is a delivery driver.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, Dan. I really hope you were just taking a swig of that.
What?
I really hope you were just taking a swig of that.
Oh, I did.
Very nice. A delivery driver in Texas has foiled a hostage situation after alerting police to alarming order details. A driver for a delivery service recently helped police in West Central Texas foil a hostage situation after reporting that he had delivered zip ties, a hatchet, and other suspicious items to a motel room as part of an order. In the news release published on social media, police from the city of Sweetwater, Texas, said they had been called to a local motel on Monday morning by a delivery service worker who became suspicious over certain items he delivered to a room on the behest of a platform customer. They didn't disclose exactly what the items in questions were, but witnesses told the media outlets that, among other things, the delivery included trash bags, zip ties, bleach, and a hatchet. I mean, it might as well just be like the serial killer package. You know what I mean?
Okay. Not funny because it is funny. That is funny. I'm sorry, right? But like,
so when police officers approached the room to which the items had been delivered, 42-year-old Neil Cooper of Snyder, Texas, said he was armed and would not come out.
Yeah.
Officers were also told that there was a possible hostage inside the room. The hostage managed to get out of the room while police established contact with Cooper. Cooper eventually surrendered to police after speaking with a crisis negotiator from Texas Public Safety Department, according to investigators. He's been jailed on counts of aggravated kidnapping as well as illicit drug manufacturing and delivery. But kudos to this delivery driver, because how many times have you seen something weird and just been like, oh, that was weird, but not done anything about it?
Right.
This guy's like, okay.
I have to tell you, number one, good for him. Good for him or her. For
them, I am assuming.
I like, criminals are so flippin' stupid.
Yes, they are.
Literally, the first thing that I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. The first thing that would go through my mind is, look, if I'm going to order trash bags and a hatchet and duct tape and zip ties, order them from different services.
Right.
For crying out loud, get your trash bags from Walmart, use the other platform to get zip tie. I mean, just don't tie it all together. That's like writing the book. Like that's shooting a flare up in the air.
And honestly, it's almost like the header for that shopping list is about to murder someone.
Yeah, right.
Body disposal, anything like that. Like, just come on, man.
I remember, and I got in trouble for making fun. I actually don't do the joke anymore, but it ties in with what we're talking about.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a story many years ago, and this is before workplace, not before this happened way too often. But it was a story about a guy who got arrested because his coworkers opened up his desk drawer and found a list that said 10 coworkers I'm going to shoot.
Oh, geez.
And then had their names right there. And my take on this was, okay, you shouldn't do that list. Never, obviously. But if you're going to do that list, don't put a damn title on the list, because nobody knows that's just 10 people you work with. When you commit to the title on the list, right? You just, and it's sort of like this guy. I mean, if you're going to, don't make that one order so the driver can go, oh yeah, trash bags, bleach, zip tie. Like,
wait a minute. Yeah, it's definitely, but you know what? List people like a header, Dan. You know, if you're someone who wants to make a list.
Some people have to. You're right.
Gotta have what it is.
You're right. There are people who have to be that organized.
Yeah. I hope this guy got some sort of giant bonus I did one time when I was working for the airline. I worked for Midwest Express Airlines, RIP, and they did commuter planes, which were called the Skyway.
Yep.
And they were little tiny commuter planes, and I was doing bags for one of them, and I grabbed this like duffel bag, and this smell of fumes just overpowering.
Yeah.
And so I called the ramp supervisor, and they came down and opened it up, and it was all these chemicals and stuff, and they ended up like pulling the passenger and dealing with all this stuff, and I did get a little bit of a bonus, I believe, for alerting
like money.
I don't remember. I mean, probably like a gift card or something.
Don't they give you like stars? Didn't they? Remember they have
maybe.
some because I worked for the same airline. I think they had like this stars program where you got like a star, and I don't remember if you wore it or if you just got to put it up somewhere or so. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly either, but I do remember being called out, and like in a good way, in a positive way of like, hey, you could have potentially avoided some sort of situation. Apparently they were all like painting supplies, like spray, like he had a paint sprayer, but you're not allowed to take that stuff on an airplane. Or at least you needed to declare it, or whatever the case was. And you can't just put it in your check bag.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. You can't, like any chemicals that could leak or something, you can't take in there. But the only thing I had not even anything like that, but it was some guy who said, can I take, he asked if he could take something in his checked bag, or if he had to put it in his checked bag, or if he could take it as a carry-on. And it might have been, again, this wasn't too long after 9/11. And this was also like at a point where, like, if you were flying, let's say to Washington, D.C. or New York City, your flight, if you notice, there were no garbage cans anywhere near your gate.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how security was, right? And this guy asked me if he could take something on a plane. I got some tool. I can't remember what it was, but he really downplayed what it was. And I said, yeah, you should be able to check that. He goes, it was what he was trying to take on the plane, and he came back yelling. He's like, you guys told me I could take this. It was like an 18-inch lead pipe.
What?
That they told him you can't take. I can't remember how he described it to me, but he said equipment. Yeah, I got a little bit of like plumbing supplies or something. The way he said it was, I'm like, that's fine, you know. But he came back yelling to the counter, you said I could take this. And so like, no, you can't take that.
Jeez,
a lead pipe.
I mean, if it is a Clue murder weapon, you cannot bring it on the plane without permission.
Have you not seen Clue, my friend? That's a good point. Yes, that's funny.
By the way, Clue, at least for us, was just available for purchase on Amazon Prime for $3.99. So we now own the digital version of Clue.
Oh, I've owned it for many years. I think that's one. I think that movie.
We've talked about it, but
yes, that movie is fantastic.
We watched it again. So good.
I can't find Drop Dead Gorgeous anywhere on digital though.
I have it on DVD.
Yeah, I do too. And so if you can ever find the digital one, if you ever see it, let me know.
I will for sure.
That's
one of my about that one too.
That's one of my favorite movies. That's so underrated. So anyway.
Yeah, we could talk for days on that.
Yeah. I work here now. All right, up next. Nicole, I don't want to take this to a super dark place.
Oh God. All right.
I feel it might go there. If you could go back in history, and eliminate someone who's, and just take them out of history. And let's not just so we don't get into any trouble. Let's just say they can't be living now.
Okay. So someone who's already dead?
Yes. So if you could go back in history and eliminate somebody.
I mean, it's Hitler.
And what?
Everyone's answer has to be Hitler, right?
No, I'm not mine.
No?
And only because other people would pick Hitler.
Well, that's true. There'd be a line to get rid of Hitler.
Yeah, right. So no, mine would be, I've just decided today, mine would be to go back in history and find the a-hole who invented the reply all button on email.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, I'd get rid of that guy.
This is your answer. Like,
I would get rid of that guy.
So many humanitarian issues, so many world problems, and you want to get rid of the person who invented the reply all button?
That one brings the problem right to my doorstep. Several times a day, actually.
Is it really? Do you really have that many people doing it?
I don't know why can't people understand that not everybody needs to be in on every
communication?
I'll give you an example. I'm not going to say the name of the group, but 2 days ago, somebody said, hey, we just did a fundraiser. And somebody said, hey, somebody left their t-shirt or their sweatshirt. They changed shirts. Somebody left a sweatshirt in the trailer. If that was you, let me know. Nicole, 60 people have replied to this. Go, no, it wasn't me.
You don't need to reply if it wasn't you.
Exactly. You don't need to. You certainly don't need to reply to everyone.
Right.
So the reply all, there should be like some federally mandated rule that is attached to every reply all button. And, you know, I'm not big on the feds making a lot, but this one I'm all for. Like, you have to do like a 3-step process, right? Like reply all. Now, hold on a second. This email looks like it might not need your reply to everyone. Do you still want to hit reply all? Yes. Okay. So, for example, and then just pull some random people. Does Dan? Does Dan? Does Lisa? Does Tammy? Does Mark? Do all these people need to know what you're about to say? And then, yes. And then just, there needs to be at least a 2 or 3 step process before that email is allowed to go out.
That's pretty hilarious because boy, did I not expect that to go where it was. I don't think I get a ton. Every once in a while, it'll happen where somebody will hit reply all. And honestly, I can almost guarantee I know who it's going to be when it happens. You know what I'm saying? You can almost always tell who that is. Have you ever replied all accidentally and said something you shouldn't have to everyone?
No, I do and you probably know this if you've ever, now I'm not so great on text messages, but email. Seriously, have you ever gotten an email from me that you couldn't share with anybody? Like, if you think about it, like an actual email.
Me specifically?
You specifically. Have I ever sent you an actual email? Not a text. I know I've sent you a lot of texts. But
probably not.
I very, very intentionally, since a long, long time, back in the AOL days, I have always in my brain said, this email is never going to be just to this person.
Yeah.
Do not say anything in this email that you would not say to anybody else if they were standing here. And I can't think I'm not saying it's never happened, but I take a very, very wide open view. Like, all of my email, I think end up being public.
Yeah.
So I take a very, very liberal approach to, what I put in an email and who I send it to. And I don't know. That's how I've always been. And again, complete opposite text message.
Oh yeah. I've definitely got some,
probably got some today actually. Right. I mean,
maybe.
Yeah.
But I always enjoy them. They're very fun.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know that I have. I've certainly used the undo send. Found that button real quick.
Yeah, but that doesn't work all the time. That only works if somebody, like, they have to be like the Gmail undo button or something. That only if they've clicked on it already, then you can't get it back.
I have mine set that it doesn't actually send for like 10 seconds or something.
Oh, that's
like,
a good idea, probably.
And then you can undo it. But those are mostly like I've just made a grammatical mistake or something,
right?
As opposed to sending it to the wrong person, because I am hyper diligent about who I am emailing, especially for work.
Yeah. So no, I don't believe I've ever accidentally hit reply all. And I'm honestly kind of surprised. I've had 3 different reply all, completely different email chains in the past 4 days.
Wow.
Where people are replying all and they shouldn't.
Do you also get on group thread, like text threads?
Yeah. I get on a lot of junk ones, and then all of a sudden it's like a whole bunch of people going, "Don't take me off your list, take me off, take bing bing." Although Apple now lets you get out of those. Like for a long time, remember, you couldn't. There was nothing you could do about it for many years. Like I remember on my old Android phones, when you got on a group family text message, you could not say,
you couldn't leave the conversation.
Stop it, because the next person to send it would send it right back to you, and there was no way out of it. Now Apple will let you either mute the conversation so you can go back and read it at your own time, or will let you just completely get out of the conversation. But
yeah, there's nothing quite as harrowing as being in a meeting or working out, and all of a sudden you've got 30 text messages, and you think the world has ended, but really it's just some side conversation amongst your friend group of whatever X, Y, or Z. I was just curious if that was also.
I don't have that many. It would be basically you and like 3 other people. So like it's not like I have a, I have a big group of people that would be sending me these texts.
That's popping off.
Right.
It's popping off.
Yep.
All right. And finally, in some other positive news, the world's coolest neighborhood rankings, as according to Time Out magazine, has been released. Tokyo took the top spot, Dan. The article starts, who doesn't love stumbling across a bustling, off-the-beaten-track neighborhood on vacation? There's a particular thrill in finding an area that feels like a welcoming home away from home, where the barista remembers your order, even if you're only visiting for a week.
They don't.
They don't.
That's
they don't
ridiculous.
If you go there. Yeah. If you're daydreaming about the most exciting local spots in your next city break destination, Global Listing Guide, Time Out has you covered with its latest roundup of the world's coolest neighborhoods. And what I think is really interesting about this is let's see, where are we? We round out the list.
What do you mean we?
I mean, number 5 on the list of 10 is my neighborhood, Avondale in Chicago. Rounding out the top 5 is the highest ranking U.S. spot, Avondale in Chicago.
What?
No one was as surprised as me. Highlighted for its wine bars, wellness studios, and music venues. The neighborhood is also praised for its quirky small business scene, which includes retro bowling alley Avondale Bowl and antique mall-themed bar Consignment Lounge. By the way, I've never been to either one of those. I was
going to ask if you've been to Avondale Bowl. I've actually heard of that. So
I don't think I have. I've been to a couple different bowling places, but I don't think I've been to Avondale Bowl.
Is Avondale Bowl? Well, then you would. I think, isn't that like the mini bowling one? Am I right or wrong about? I don't remember, but I can't remember if that's the case or not.
I don't think it is the mini bowling. Mini bowling used to be up on Southport. We actually just walked by where it used to be, and it's gone now.
Okay.
Whatever that meeting was. But the managing partner at Avondale Bowl told CNN Travel that seeing many of Avondale's local small businesses be included in a list with so many other communities around the globe really shows how many amazing things are happening right around us. So I just thought it was fascinating.
Who was that said that?
The general manager of that bowling alley.
Yeah, that was his second comment. That was take 2, because his first comment was, huh?
Yeah, like, are you sure?
What? The Avondale.
I mean, here's what I will say. I love my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I can walk across the street and have amazing food from at least 4 different types of food venues. There's some great shopping. Like there's a store you might be amused by it. It's called Into the Feral, and it's a very witchy, cool store with all different, like if I need a gift, that's my first stop. Like I go to that.
To the witch
first.
store? You go to the
witch store. Yes.
Okay.
And then we used to have right across the street was the horror house, which was all horror movie themed. And famous people, when they come to town, movie makers and such, generally tended to end up at the horror house.
Really?
They have since moved, still in Avondale, but a little farther away from me.
The witch store called, Nicole. They want you to stop by.
The witch store?
Yeah.
Is there a joke? Do you have a punchline?
No.
Okay. So just to give you an idea of these 10 cool neighborhoods, and I won't be able to say a lot of them. Jimbako in Tokyo.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they got that great.
Borgerhort in Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
Barafunda in Brazil, São Paulo. Camberwell in London. Avondale in Chicago. We've got a place in Seoul, in Paris, Japan, Finland, and Ghana.
So the only United States one on there is Avondale?
My neighborhood, I don't want to say it's because I live here.
I mean, I think what else can you? What else? Because until
so,
you know,
if
I
you
don't know
aren't
what
a
else you would.
spinner and you needed another reason to be a spinner, I mean, half of the duo lives in one of the coolest neighborhoods in the world, the only one in the United States. Mic drop.
Well, you didn't do it.
I didn't.
I mean, you're taking a lot of credit.
But you know
for
what?
It
we
here,
weren't
so.
on that list when I didn't live here. You know,
It's true. I can't believe it's the only one in the United States.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Hold on. What's the? Hey, wait. What's the website? What's this called?
It's up from Time Out. This article's from CNN Travel.
Oh, it's Time Out Chicago.
It's Time Out is all, there's global timeout, and then each city has like their own timeout. For example, Time Out New York, in the back page bullseye, the Martini Fest was mentioned as one of the activities that happened around the United States that got mentioned.
Okay, I'm just checking something. No, it's fine.
You fact checking?
No. Well, sort of. I'm not fact checking, but I was checking to see if I pulled it up, if it wasn't going to say, Rolling Ridge South in Waukesha is number 5.
Like
it was
where you're
at?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, oh, no,
I don't think so.
No, it did not.
No.
So
that'd be funny though. What a good like bit that would be. It just figures out where you are, and it's like, yeah, I know you live in the coolest place.
Don't forget, there's all this London, there's Tokyo, there's Belgium, and your neighborhood.
Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Mount Rose, Minnesota.
And it all comes back to Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Yes.
All right, everyone. That has been our podcast for the night. We are the Still Spinning Podcast. Now, don't forget that you can attend our live tapings every Monday. Well, almost every Monday, 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook. The release comes out to wherever you subscribe to your podcasts on Wednesday morning. You can go to stillspinningpodcast.com in order to figure out how to become a spinner, or buy some merch, or get a back episode if you're like, oh, I need to know what they talked about 2 weeks ago. You can do all of those things on our website. Spinners, we will be back with you on Friday. Everyone else, we'll see you next week. Have a good end of your September, everyone, and a good welcome to October.
Still spinning.